as a Canadian, it was really shocking to see just the ecological carnage unfolding at the border. I mean, where is the Sierra Club or Greenpeace or the environmentalists on this? We know they don't care about people, but maybe they could care about the land for a second.
Well, I mean, a lot of the clothes that get left off there or items that just get littered, that's nothing new around the southern border since the border crisis started. I mean, that's just in Eagle Pass, one of the main crossing points that we've seen people cross illegally. I've been doing work covering the whole southern border from the Yuma sector to Del Rio sector, which is where Eagle Pass is located, to the RGV sector. And you'll see similar stuff throughout the southern border where there's all these signs of people crossing illegally, and they'll drop off their wet clothes. And I mean, they just come in massive numbers that, I mean, it just creates an ecological disaster too in that area. Now, in Eagle Pass, there was a recent amount of crossings that have actually gone up there. And House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy actually hosted a congressional delegation where many members of Congress in the United States went in to get more information from U.S. Border Patrol about how just the area is being impacted there with because of the border crisis that has started since the Biden administration took office and essentially implemented their open borders policies, welcoming people or encouraging people to go through the border illegally.
Now, I should go back a little. I said you're Florida-based. You will be Florida-based. Right now, you're in Laredo, Texas, although you say it a little bit more fun than I do. So tell me about the impact of illegal border crossing on these small Texas communities. You even spoke to some locals in Eagle Pass.
Well, their main concern is just that, I mean, with all this, with all the increased amounts of illegal border crossings that's happening, the main problem is that they're concerned that the cartels are being empowered. I mean, human trafficking now is the most profitable thing that organized crime groups are having here, since they can they're making about $15 to $16 million a day alone on human trafficking. And I mean, a lot of that ends up just a lot of the people that come into the United States, a lot of horrible things happen to them as they cross illegally. They get raped by these human smugglers. They get killed. They get extorted and pretty much held hostage in a stash house while the human smugglers are trying to extort the family to pay more money, or else they're going to kill them. So my reporting, I mean, it's just showing that a lot of the people have been concerned because it can result in the increased crime or the increased power of organized crime groups that have been in the United States already for some time, but since the Biden administration took office, they've just been having a field day and just making a lot of money off of this just humanitarian crisis that has been started by President Biden's rhetoric.
You really did some great work from Eagle Pass. You spoke to Marjorie Taylor Greene, U.S. Congresswoman, who said that Joe Biden is the cartel's best friend. And it's pretty clear. You were encountering people crossing right there, right in front of you. No fear, just crossing. I mean, it's akin to something we see at the Canadian border. And many of those people do ultimately end up at the Canadian border. And I think that's where the Canadian interest in this story is. But it's also a human interest story in that I think an open border, I'm not coining this phrase, I've heard somebody say it, an open border is an inhumane border because it gives the cartels the market they need. And it's, again, I ask where the Sierra Club is, but where are the feminists when we see that women are being sold into sex trafficking by the cartels and being trafficked into the country, and you don't have a feminist anywhere to be seen advocating for these underprivileged women, and usually they can't shut up about that.
Well, yeah, and I mean, like I say, one of the biggest crimes I've seen that's happened with people crossing illegally is that a lot of the women, they get raped. And actually, these human smugglers, what they tend to do in lots of occasions that I've gotten photographs from Border Patrol units, that they show us that they tend to find what they call rape trees, which is what the cartel, they rape these women and then they hang their undergarments almost like a sick form of trophy for the sexual crimes that they did.
That was an excerpt from my daily TV-style show called The Ezra Levant Show. Each weekday, I do a monologue on the news of the day. Then I interview a fascinating guest. I read some fan mail or hate mail, depends on which I like more. And we end with a video of the day. You can get it all at rebelnewsplus.com.